have streamed. Hello! Hello, I just faked myself out and I thought that I was live and I was not live. But I think now I'm live. You'll probably hear my air conditioner going on and off intermittently. It gets really warm in my bedroom with the radiator, and I'm wearing my painting hoodie. And I will overheat if I don't have my air conditioning on when I'm in this. But this is what I wear when I paint, and it's got like years worth of acrylic paint buildup because I just wipe my brush on it as I go. Highly recommend investing a hoodie as just a paint apron. I enjoy it, at least. The texture is very nice to me. But I'm flipping myself, like I'm tripping myself out watching myself in the preview because I want to reach over here, but it's here. Anyway, hello. Hello, welcome everybody. I hope my audio's good. I hope I sound good. I I do not want to get into it, but I'm having a really shitty week. So I wanted to do just like a lighthearted socializing stream. I need enrichment. So no bummers in chat, please. Not here to talk about anything heavy. Not here to get into anything that's gonna get me yelled at. I am here to do some crafts and to hang out, and I'm excited to do that. I have some like cut up brown paper bags, and I'm just gonna be painting on them, and then later once they're dry I will cut them out and put them in my background for a couple of my upcoming holiday videos. I've got two more seasonals coming out. Even though Jonas Brothers one is doing really just kind of middling. I'm working on a video about happiest season. That's going to be next. And then there's also going to be a video about what I'm calling the gay Aaron Samuels Hallmark Holiday Cinematic Universe, which is I can't remember if it's 5 or 7. There's a lot. The single digit but still high handful of movies that the gentleman who played Aaron Samuels in Mean Girls has played a gay character in the Hallmark Holiday Cinematic Universe. Working on both of those, I thought it would be nice to have seasonal backgrounds, which is also why I have these string lights up. Yeah, I'm doing too much for videos that statistically nobody's really watching, but it's fine. It's December. I don't have a better plan. I wonder if I maybe should have some kind of something playing while I'm doing this. Like, I don't really want to play music though, especially because it's probably gonna get copyrighted. Oh, I could paint little candy canes. That would be cute. I just reminded myself because I put white first because it's gonna not. My yellow stars are not gonna look good if I put it right on the brown. But I'm gonna do some candy canes actually. And I hope all of the paper crinkling noises is not terrible. But this is what we're doing tonight. Thank you, bestie. I think the Jonas Brothers one could be a sleeper, right? Like it just needs to get into the right suggestion feeds. And also my views are always up on the weekends. So I'm hoping people were waiting to watch my Jonas Brothers Christmas movie until closer to the holidays or something. That one was really fun to do though. I enjoyed doing that one. Oh, my chat is a little bit, ooh. I have it like, I'm gonna move myself a little bit. Yeah. Um, it was doing, like, it's giving me a weird glitch. Like, it wants to tell me to sign in, so I have to have it cropped, which means I'm not seeing as much of it as I normally do. Let me get my window open here. Oh yeah, I wonder if I would if I would get copyright claimed if I just put on one of those lo-fi whatever things. Um, hmm. Because normally, like, we're watching something or I'm reading something. But yeah, anyway, I don't know if anybody or everybody here watched the Jonas Brothers one, but that one was pretty fun to work on. I feel like I don't often give myself cause to do a silly one because there's always so much bullshit to talk about, and like even in the Jonas Brothers one, I still had to talk about what seems to me to be post separation abuse with Joe keeping the kids' passports and stuff. Right after I said no bummers, sorry. Uh, but I still ended up going somewhere feminist about it. But it's easier when I get to just like be like, hey, here's a silly thing. Here's a reason why I get to say Santa Tyler Ferguson, So I did enjoy working on that one. And then ever since then, all of my YouTube recommendations in my sidebar have been Jonas Brothers clickbait stuff. And, or I guess clickbait isn't the right word, but those like Jonas Brothers interviewed by each other and do their answers match up? Or like Jonas Brothers talk about being married. So there's a lot to mine from if I decide that I want to do more Jonas Brothers content. I watched Joe Jonas take a lie detector test. I could talk about that. No, not even drama slop, like marketing stuff that they sat down to film. I watched what was the one that I actually clicked on? I watched the like when Mythical Kitchen does like the last meal thing. I watched some of that. And they kept talking about their documentary from 2019, which I guess was like they made a documentary that was going to be about them not wanting to be a band anymore, but then in the process of filming their brother documentary, they realized that they do in fact enjoy being a famous band of brothers. Uh and in it, I guess Joe outright, or maybe it was Nick, but I think it was Joe, I can't remember. But I guess one of them like outright told Kevin like, I feel like you're holding me back. Fascinating. I feel a little bit I feel a little bit bad that Kevin is the one that I'm feuding with for subscribers, because I dislike him the least, I think, out of all of the Jonas Brothers. I can't say I like Kevin Jonas. Like I'm fairly Kevin Jonas neutral. But if I was ranking them based on how much they individually piss me off, I think Kevin is the least offensive Jonas brother. Though I think he might be the most Christian, so I don't know. I actually don't know. I need to learn more about Kevin, but I just feel kind of bad for him. he's the he's the sympathy Jonas brother. That's one of my favorite things that somebody was saying in the comments of the video, because everybody's talking about like what their self-assigned boy band and self-assigned boy band member was, which is why I didn't specify which one I had chosen, because I wanted everybody else to to weigh in and also to guess. But somebody who said that they're a lesbian now, but were doing the compet self-assigned boy band member thing, they picked Kevin specifically because they felt bad that nobody picked Kevin. Which is such a lesbian picking a man to have a crush on thing. I think that's so funny. Like, trying to just be fair. I love that. And I think that there were probably some sincere Kevin girlies, but I feel like he might thrive on that sympathy that I feel when when I hear that he was told by his brothers that he was holding them back. Um, yeah, I don't know. And then also, I keep getting recommended the Married to Jonas show, which I did mention in the Jonas video. Um, I've never actually watched that, but I feel like that might be a really fun video for the for the people who did enjoy the Jonas Brothers content from me. It's certainly not the plan all along. Right. Right. I think that's very funny. Let's do a documentary about how we're done, and then it'll totally, yeah. I need more examples of Kevin Jonas type crushes for lesbians. Oh, that's a good question. Dare I say Josh Hutcherson? Dare I say it? I feel like I feel like there was a good handful of lesbians who, I am projecting. I am projecting, but I know there are a lot of Peeta Malark lesbians, and I know that there are a lot of lesbians who were angry that Miley Cyrus's boyfriend Liam Hemsworth was like understood to be the hottest man in the Hunger Games, even though Gale is not the best character. I think I think Josh Hutcherson is a sympathy lesbian crush. Josh, for sure. Thank you, bestie. Oh, Ryan Ross from Panic at the Disco is a great poll, actually. Yeah, I think, I think Ryan, definitely, definitely. Ryan Ross is a lesbian pick, but for different reasons than Kevin. I agree. There is that level of like contrarianism though, because the band turned into Brendan at the Disco pretty much immediately after Ryan left. Who else is a lesbian sympathy crush? God, we should make a list. That would be a really fun tier ranking. Who's the least favorite One Direction member? Whoever he is a lesbian pick. That's true. I feel like you can kind of narrow it down by like who's the least like beloved. I feel like people are going to try to spread the love, and also because you don't want to compete. You don't want to be in a competition with somebody who is actually attracted to a man and be like, "No, I like him more," because they will beat you. They think things that you could not think about that man. So yeah, I would go for the one who I felt like I didn't have much like competition about, because it's like, okay, I'm not as invested as you are. I feel like Zayn was a lot of people's favorites. I don't know about. I feel like there probably were a lot of Zayn lesbians, but I feel like there were Zayn straight women as well. To my brain, it was Harry was like the most popular, and then probably Zayn after that, and then I don't know the rest of those men apart. Um, I'm I'm not even certain that I probably could. I was gonna say I'm not even certain that I could pick the one who died out of a lineup. But I think I could, because I think I would remember making the thumbnail and then remaking the thumbnail. Um, but before that, I wouldn't have been able to pick the one who died out of a thumbnail, out of a lineup. I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about those guys. I feel like I was already pretty firmly out of my Jonas Brothers phase by the time One Direction came onto the scene, and I was like, I mean, I still am. I still am. Um but I was like an angsty contrarian, and I heard What Makes You Beautiful inside of a Claire's, and it really pissed me off. Um, I was very mad about it. I didn't like that it made being insecure into like a thing that felt so aspirational to to the young women who were listening to the music, which like I think even the Jonas Brothers have some songs like that too. But I was really annoyed by insecure being the the compliment for the girl in What Makes You Beautiful. So I never liked One Direction. I carried a grudge against them with me that I never truly let go of. Which like I'm very aware they have more songs than just What Makes You Beautiful. It was just like the worst first impression that they could have made on the type of teenage girl that I was, you know. If I had been a few years younger, I probably would have eaten it up, but I was on Tumblr by then. Oh, and the like laugh track version of What Makes You Beautiful from Tumblr, I did know that. And I like that one song. I like fast the night changes. I think it's just called Night Changes. I like that song. But I think I mostly like it because I heard like a cover of it or like a slow acoustic version of something. Like I'm sure if my introduction to them had been literally anything other than anything other than What Makes You Beautiful, I would have learned more about One Direction. But that was my first introduction, and thus I did not. I'm painting trees now, by the way. I wish I had like a multi-camera setup so that I could show you what I'm doing. I guess I can just lift it. Did I do... I did an even number, okay. I was like, this is gonna be embarrassing if I didn't do an even number. I've got some candy cane shapes, and then now I'm painting trees. And then I'm just gonna... I'll let them dry first, and then I'll continue decorating them, and then I will cut them out, like, tomorrow or something, and tape them up. He's my fave too. I'm calling myself I'm not even a lesbian. I think if that was about Zayn, which I'm assuming it was, um, or was it about Harry? I don't know. Again, I feel like Zayn is the default favorite of One Direction, or at least it's just the one I understand the most, I guess. The Tumblr post that was Patrick Stump from Fall Out Boy, and someone asked who the hot butch lesbian was. God. God, yeah. I think Patrick Stump is also a contender. I can't lie. Um, I think if your favorite in Fallout Boy was Patrick Stump and not angsty boy Pete Wentz, I think that you were probably queer. Oh, it was about K-pop. That makes much more sense. I was like, if Zayn is the only one that you know, that makes sense to me that he would be your favorite. Yeah, so I'm gonna put the little decorations up in the background. I had a fun time with my in my second story video when I put my peak teddy behind me, and I said pretend this is a skull. I thought that was funny. I would like to do more like jokes in my background. And I clearly have like no budget. So I thought that this would be fun to start kind of doing stuff like this, or like This is still one of my favorite jokes that I did when I did the Podco video and I made my little mic box. That was fun. Who's the big time Rush lesbian pick? If you put every guy who was in Big Time Rush and every guy who was in One Direction in a lineup and you jumbled them around, I would never ever pick them apart. I don't know those men. I don't know those men. I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I could never recognize a Big Time Rush guy. I don't I guess there's one named Logan. Because you just said so. But I think that was, like, while my family didn't have cable, because there were, like, a couple of stretches of that when I was a kid. And I think I was still out of my Jonas Brothers phase, because when we were talking, I think it was Sad Fox who pointed out, like, there was a little bit of not a One Direction. There was a bit of a boy band drought prior to One Direction. Like, if you wanted a boy band and then the Jonas Brothers showed up, like, it had been a while since there was, like, a good marketed boy band. And I think One Direction, Big Time Rush, that was, like, around... They were around at the same time as each other, maybe? I don't know. But, I think they weren't the forefront of boy bands making a comeback. There was a Carlos? Okay. Alright. Yeah, that was like Nickelodeon too, I think. Which I don't think any of the... I could be wrong, but I don't feel like any of the like, well, I am wrong. I was gonna say, I don't think any of the pop stars from Nickelodeon that they were pushing have had mainstream success. And then I remembered Ariana Grande, but in my defense, they did not let Ariana Grande sing. They were not pushing Ariana Grande. But somebody would have corrected me on that if I didn't correct myself. Ariana Grande, probably the most successful Nick singer. Big Time Rush was a little earlier, but then One Direction came onto the scene and exploded in popularity. Big Time Rush show ended by the time One Direction took off. That makes sense. That makes sense to me, because I feel like One Direction definitely, like, exploded once they showed up. This is fun. This is nice. Yeah. I don't know how much more Jonas Brothers content I'll end up doing. But maybe the Christmas movie one will be the beginning of a series, because I do think I want to talk about that documentary, because I never had any interest in watching it, but I didn't know that they pretended like it was going to be about them breaking up, and I think that's really funny. One Direction opened for Big Time Rush. Ooh. Holy shit. They had to extend their time because people were only going to the concert for them. That's really funny, actually. I'm gonna try to film for my video about happiest season tomorrow. Maybe tonight. I don't know. I slept all day, so I don't know if I'll fall asleep tonight or not. But I've been working on that one for a while. Like, I have it scripted pretty much, but the longer I think on it, the more things I have to say and to complain about. And so, I don't know. I should just get along with it. I should just get it started. But I am working on that one. And yeah, I mean, I guess I won't start filming it until my decorations are done, actually, so they don't just pop up in the middle of it. But surely I can find some voiceover parts to record or something. Why do I keep putting these trees too close together to actually cut out and have a full tree? I did that twice in a row, and I did it much worse the second time. It's fine. One Direction is famous internationally. Big Time Rush is famous for people who were preteens in the 2010s. Yeah, because I think that's another thing too. They were famous like they were not just British famous, but I do think possibly Big Time Rush was possibly just American famous. But I don't know, actually. I don't know, because, Drake Bell had huge success when he went to Mexico, so maybe they were international. But I do remember, like, they had been big for a while in Britain, I think, before they came to, like, American success. But also, that's just my whatever I picked up when I was holding my little grudge about what makes you beautiful. But it makes sense to me. They like had to be kind of imported. Big Time Rush was somewhat famous in Brazil, not as much as One Direction though. One Direction, probably the boy band of my lifetime, like numbers wise. I don't know. Again, I never got into them, but like, I do think the cultural impact of One Direction is certainly a lot bigger than the cultural impact of the Jonas Brothers. Oh. That's just because they're hung up with tape. I'm doing stars now. Because, like, I don't think it's as easy if you're 10, 15 years older than me to nail down the boy band of your generation, right? Like, people are going to get into fights. Is it Hanson? Is it that star is so ugly? Oh my god. That looks really bad. But like you could have people would argue that it's Hanson, people would argue that it's the Backstreet Boys, people would argue NSYNC, 98 Degrees, Boys to Men. Is Boys to Men earlier than NSYNC? I don't know. I'm just free associating right now. But like I feel like compared to somebody my age, like I could say I felt like the Jonas Brothers were bigger to me because I was a little bit older than a lot of the One Direction girlies that I knew, but I would be coping. It would be a cope. At a cafe waiting for an appointment and realized they're playing the Korean Rent musical recording. That's so cool. That's really cool. I love Rent. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do. Last year I had such big talk. I was like, I might do a video about Rent every year, and then that I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. If I do a video about Rent this year, it would just be a really silly one, and it would be about how I know, as a lesbian, my favorite song from Rent should be Take Me or Leave Me. But as a human being, as a person, my favorite song from Rent is 100% Tango Maureen. And I know that she's bad representation, all of that, but also pretty much every bisexual woman or like bisexual person who has been perceived as a woman that I have ever spoken to about Maureen Johnson says, yes, I know she's bad representation, and also some of us are like that, which I think is really funny. So I do have at least 2 bisexuals who were gonna be in the video. But I have to finish my Happiest season and my Hallmark movie first. So I don't know. And also my Mountain Goats, because I have both of those like Christmas movie ones coming out, but then I also have a big video about the Mountain Goats coming out for New Year's, which is going to be my last video of the year. Out Tonight is so good. Have you ever seen Renee Elise Goldsberry's version? Because that's my favorite. She's incredible. She's so good. I watch that on I watch that whenever it comes up on my YouTube algorithm. So they show it to me all the time, and I love. She's my favorite Mimi for sure. I wish that I could like transplant her into the movie instead of Rosaria Dawson. She's so good. I love Take Me or Leave Me because of the banter. I do love Take Me or Leave Me. Like, I think it's great. I think in a version of Rent where, God forbid, Tango Maureen was not in there, that I would love Take Me or Leave Me best. But I love Joanne, and I think that's I think Tango Maureen is such a fun song for her. Oh, thank you so much, Ash. Thank you. You too. I really appreciate that. That's so nice. I think somebody said earlier too that I was yeah. Herb, I just remembered I wanted to share you were my 4th channel this year in my YouTube recap wrapped thing. That's so cool. Thank you so much for letting me know. A couple of people have tagged me in they've tagged me or told me, but a couple people tagged me on Blue Sky where it showed that I was on their ranking or that I was their top or whatever, and that's really cool. I was my own I was my own top YouTuber. I think I have it. Can I just open it up? Because I did it for I I don't watch as much YouTube on like I split. I watch my own videos on my own channel because I'm here like replying to comments and stuff. Did I keep it? I thought I kept it. Here it is. Okay, so this is my actual, like, my top, including me, because I watched so many of my own videos while I'm replying to my comments. So I was my own top, which is, like, that's, I feel a little bit embarrassed about that. And then I have Medusany, I have Little Shop of Alley, I have my friend Sunny, and then I have, the Psychology with Dr. Anna. And I love her. I did not realize I watched that many of her videos this year. But my real top, I didn't save that one. But on the one that I watch more often on, my top was an Animal Crossing guy, Salmance, because I would put on his really long videos while I was playing not Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley. A Stardew Valley guy named Salmance. Yeah, so this is what popped up for my I was my top 2% of viewers, and I watched 162 of my videos this year. Okay. and then Allie, Little Shop of Allie, who I adore. This is other than I've never spoken to psychology with Dr. Anna. I don't even know if it's Anna or Anna. I really like her videos, but I don't even know. But everybody else is somebody that I'm friends with. And then my best friend was, I think like 0.5% of my top fans. And then Little Shop of Allie, I was her number one channel, and I think it said 0.2 for her. And I was like, oh my god, 0.1, I don't even know who 0.1 is. But then somebody commented on my I can't remember if it was on the Jonas Brothers one or on the Cynthia Erivo one, but they told me that I was their number one, and that they were 0.01%, and that's wild. That's so cool. Also, can't lie, I'm glad that it was somebody who likes me who got me as the number one, and that it wasn't like a hate watcher who's like reporting everything to the Snark Reddit or something. So, you know, I was amused that I got to learn, and also I was glad that it was somebody that I recognized. So shout out to Blake for apparently watching more of my videos than anybody else. I really liked the concept of the YouTube recap thing, but I wish they had done it differently. Like, I think that they weighed things strangely, and I don't exactly know, like, I think there are for sure channels that I have watched more of, other than maybe the Stardew Valley guy. But I think there were channels that I know I watched a ton of that didn't show up. And what I really wish, especially because if they were trying to do it, I'm moving it, but I did some really ugly stars. Anyway, if they were trying to do something that was going to like foster community, right? Like, if they wanted people to be to interact more with channels, right? What I would do, and it's so simple, you just have a one of your, sorry, I'm looking for my scissors. Whatever, I will just fold it. Anyway, you would just have one of the little sections be like, you were feeling the love or something, right? And then you say which channels have heart reacted your comments the most times. And that would have, like, encouraged people to leave more comments, because they would want people to heart react them for next time and see who shows up. And it also would be showing, like, how engaged you are with what you're watching, because the people who showed up in my top 5 on my other account are, like, people who I have never commented on the videos of. So it had to be just strictly watch time. I don't know. I like the idea. I like the idea of the recap, and I really love hearing that I showed up on people's, but it's like, I wanted it to be cooler than it was, I guess. So I wish that had come out differently, but, you know, it's still cool, and I still appreciate being told that I showed up on people's. This one, I'm just gonna paint it white so that I can stripe it later with red and do, like, candy cane color things behind me. Oh, thank you, Clover. Thank you. Imagine Drake Bell was my top viewer. No, seriously, like it if Blake hadn't come and told me that it was him, I would have said, I think probably Alexa. uh, which I don't know, but I do think that's funny. I wonder if Drake is still commenting on people's videos about him. Also, kind of wish they told me how many hours I spent on YouTube. Right. Like they must have the watch time data. But they didn't want to show it other than for like your very top person. And I also wish that I could see what percentage of fans I was in for the people who I was like their number 2 or whatever. I don't want to know how many hours I spent on YouTube. That's also fair. Because all that needs to happen is Quentin Reviews puts out like a long video, and then I start realizing how often I spend that exact amount of time watching YouTube, except it's just other videos. But it's definitely better, I think, than it's better than like the YouTube, which I never really watched them, so I guess I'm kind of speaking out of the side of my mouth when I say that. But I feel like it's better for it to be more individualized than when they used to do like the YouTube rewinds, which I don't even remember when they stopped doing those. But I know I saw something recently about them being unlisted. I watched 40 hours of Quentin and all I got was this lousy wrapped graphic. Right. I think he said he's putting out a new video soon. And I think it might be about Weird Al, but it might be about something else. I don't know. I will be watching. I also... Oh, I need to watch... Kate, we should watch the new Knives Out movie. I think that just dropped last night, I think. I need to watch that before I see spoilers for it. I've been wanting to see it, but I knew I wasn't gonna go to a theater for like the limited release thing. But I think it just dropped on Netflix. I need to watch that. I love Rian Johnson. Like, I rarely... Well, I mean, that's not true. I understand why people like specific directors. But, more than any other time do I understand why people like specific directors when I watch Rian Johnson. Because, like, everything is beautiful. His plots are really fun and engaging. And it all feels very Rian Johnson. Like, you watch Poker Face and it's its own thing, but it also feels the same way that the Knives Out movies feel, where it's like down to the way that people are staged, everything feels really intentional. Like, I don't know. I watch Poker Face and my brain can parse out at the same time as me just enjoying how pretty something looks, of like, oh, okay, he definitely didn't say everybody go stand behind Natasha Lyonne. Like, he definitely said, you stand here, you stand here, you stand here, so that everybody like arranges behind her. And that goes so far. And I'm not even like super picky, but it just, I watch that and I watch Severance and I'm like, oh right, shit can be really, really cool. Jordan Peele, excellent example. Excellent example. Jordan Peele and Ryan Coogler, yes. Sinners was incredible. I hope Sinners sweeps everything. I loved Sinners. I wish that people understood, also speaking of Jordan Peele, I wish people understood how fucking good Nope is. Because I feel like that movie does not get nearly the credit that it deserves, and I think that it doesn't get the credit that it deserves specifically because people just want him to keep making, people want him to make Get Out 2 and Get Out 3 and Get Out 4, even Get Outier, and, like, that's clearly not what Jordan Peele wants to do, and I would watch anything Jordan Peele wants to do, but I fucking loved Nope, and I feel like I never see it brought up. Nope is incredible. Keke Palmer, oh my god. Nope is so good, and it's scary. It's really scary. That scene with the monkey is like, ugh, I'm not gonna get into it, but that's like some of the most tense I feel like I remember being during a movie, like almost ever. It was in the trenches defending Nope. Nope is so good. It's so good. It might, like, I do really, really like Get Out, and I really like Us as well, but I think Nope might be my favorite of Jordan Peele's movies. I always feel like I'm speaking to a true intellectual when somebody agrees with me on that. The only thing about the new Knives Out is I know I'm not gonna get, I'm not gonna enjoy some of the cast who's there, because I think Jeremy Renner and Mila Kunis, I think that's part of why I kept forgetting that this was coming out, because I got a little bit less excited about the cast. But there's problematic actors in everything. Fuck Jeremy Renner for real, though. I would call, the Jordan Peele movies, I definitely would call horror, but for some reason my brain just told me that you were saying you think Knives Out is horror, and I would say that I don't think the Knives Out movies are horror movies. I think Rian Johnson is like the only motherfucker left on the planet who wants to do a whodunit. I think it's like the Knives Out movies are tense, especially the first one. The first one I feel like is really tense. But they're not scary necessarily. And it's always like they're fun brain teasers. I have like one complaint about Glass Onion. I think he cheated in Glass Onion, because there's a shot where it goes one way, and then when you watch it the second time, when the detective flashes back to it, it's literally a different shot, and that has been pissing me off since that movie came out, because I haven't seen any of his other things where it feels that like cheating. Like, I feel like he definitely could have, I was just talking about this the other day, he could have had, oh, what's her name? Who's the blonde? I know her name is Birdie, but what's the actress's name? Why do I want, it's not Kate Winslet. Who plays Birdie? That's gonna bother me, even though it matters not at all. Birdie, Knives Out. Kate Hudson, not Kate Hudson. Kate Hudson. My brain was giving me Kate Winslet, and I was like, no, that's the Titanic lady. I'm thinking of the Bride Wars lady. He could have had Kate Hudson twirl around in her pretty dress in front of it, and then we wouldn't have noticed. But like, he just cheated, and that's not very sporting. I like to have a chance to solve it, and I can't do that if you lie to me. But I don't think he lies in the first one. And I don't think Poker Face. I mean, actually, I was not happy with the way that the second season of Poker Face ended, but I loved the first season of Poker Face. Anyway, I have not seen his Star Wars. However, people whose opinion I respect tell me that his Star Wars was good. And people whose opinion I do not respect tell me that his Star Wars was bad. So, despite having only ever seen the first movie in the sequel trilogy to Star Wars, I would probably guess that his Star Wars is good. Again, I just like him. I like the guy. He directed more than one, actually, but he directed some Mountain Goats music videos like forever ago. And then when he did the first season of Knives Out, the guy from the Mountain Goats is in the episode with the metal band, which was very funny. And like he was better than I thought he was gonna be. I didn't know if he was gonna be able to act or not. You liked his Star Wars, Clover? I'm glad. I've heard. I know Marty. I believe both Marty and Schmouder are Rian Johnson Star Wars enjoyers, and I trust them both on media analysis. John was so funny in that episode of Poker Face. And also he was acting against fucking Chloe Sevigny. Can you imagine? I know I probably said her last name wrong. Give me a break. Do I have a blue? If I have a blue, I could make like a shadow. I do have a blue. Yeah, I love that episode. And then he's like singing his murder confession. It's great. Oh, that's completely dry. that's a completely dry tube of paint. Okay. I have other blues, right? Turquoise. Sure. Is that ASMR or does that sound gross that close to the microphone? Personally, I love a good paint shake. But I can hold it further from the microphone next time if that was nasty. Kate, did you like the Rian Johnson Star Wars or no? I can't recall. I do think it sucks he only got to do one, because, like, whether or not it was even good, that's ass. Like, to get thrown into the middle of a sequel trilogy and then not have the chance to pay off any of the stuff that you just had to set up, that's unfair. I don't think they should have let J.J. Abrams come back. Even if Rian Johnson's Star Wars was ass, they shouldn't have let J.J. Abrams come back. Yeah, I feel like only some of the people who have like really, really bad media takes did not enjoy Rian Johnson. Like, I feel like it was that was not quite the level of like moral outrage as Lady Ghostbusters stoked, but like I feel like that was, I don't know, like for some reason I do kind of feel like it was almost an anti-SJW thing. But I never watched it because well, first of all, because I saw the first of the sequels in, like, on a date, and then I was no longer with the person I was dating, and therefore no longer obligated to pretend to care about Star Wars. And second of all, I really liked Finn and Poe, and I liked Finn and Poe, and I feel like with every successive movie, I heard that there was like less and less good Finn and Poe stuff going on, and so I didn't care. If it had been a thing like I thought it was going to be, where like Finn and Poe mattered as much as Rey mattered, and it was like a the three of them thing, I probably would have continued watching. But I did not care about Kyle. I can understand why people could be compelled to care about Kyle. I don't care about Kyle. Good ship. Yes. Yeah, I did really enjoy. I definitely followed some people on Tumblr who shipped they shipped the polyamory thing. I think I'm going really overboard with these shadows. I hope my stripes even them out. I was like, of course I can use turquoise, and then now I'm like, this turquoise is really blue. It's fine. Only the people who are even here in this live stream will probably even notice the additional things taped up in my background. It's okay. I've watched Jenny Nicholson's Star Wars videos more than any movie in the trilogy. I have also watched those despite not having like a Star Wars base of knowledge. I love her what's it called? Like Galactic Cruiser or whatever it was called, the most recent Disney hotel thing with the Star Wars. That video was so good. I loved that video. I also, the one that I rewatch a bunch, I rewatch her Vampire Diaries video. I rewatch rewatch the one about the Hallmark Halloween craft thing. I love that one. And I also love the church play one. I love the church play one. Everything else I've seen like at least one, but if my brain is really, really spinning and I need to put on something that I know is going to like calm me down and chill me out, I go for a Jenny Nicholson, and it's normally the church play one or the Hallmark one. Cause the Hallmark one is like short too. Like it grounds me pretty fast. Whereas like a longer one, I sometimes feel like I really have to lock in. But if I'm freaking out and I want to turn my brain off before bed, a couple of times a year I end up rewatching the Hallmark one. The church play one is so good. Yes, I've rewatched Jenny Nicholson's Vampire Diaries video 5 times. Yes, I've never seen an episode of the Vampire Diaries We Exist. Agree. I saw some of it because my sisters were really into it. But I don't know very much about it other than what I've seen in that. And in Little Shop of Allie's videos. Little Shop of Allie also did. She's done a lot of videos about the Vampire Diaries, and I watch those too, even though, like, I don't always know what she's talking about. She asked me to read a quote for one of her upcoming videos, and it was like a quote from like the showrunner. That like really, really cringe ass tweet where she fucking replies to Megan Thee Stallion on Twitter in 2020 and is like, personally, I believe that black women are going to save all of us and white women keep letting us down, and I hope that you know that it's just meant to inspire you and lift you up and not to put pressure on you when I tell you that I think that black women are going to save all of us. And it's like, it's the cringest shit. It's so cringe. It's like, she's not wrong that white women let everyone down over and over again. But like the fact that she said that to Meg Thee Stallion, she said that when she treated the black woman in her show so badly. Like it's so cringe. And Allie asked me to read it, and I sent her the read of me doing it, and I did like kind of like a, you know, like a smarmy, smug white lady voice for it. And she was like, oh good, I was gonna ask you to do it like this, but I forgot to. And I was like, yeah girl, I was not gonna read that straight. That was so cringe. It was so awkward. But I'm really excited about that video. Oh, the show. It's the showrunner for the Vampire Diaries. Her name is Julie Plec, and she just like it's very liberal lady nonsense. And to say that to Meg, like, oh my god. Anyway, that's the extent. I was like, and I only know this about that lady from all of the many videos that I've watched about the Vampire Diaries and its failings. The only thing I think about when I think about Kyle are these weird novels from Raylo fanfics. It's so weird. Like, I'm very curious, but not curious enough to, like, I'm not, to do this, to tease out these thoughts that I'm having, I would need to both engage with the movies and then also engage with a bunch of this fan fiction shit about it that's being put into normal literature, and I'm not going to do that. I don't have time to do that. However, it would be really interesting to see how consistent the way that people characterize this like fanon version of him that is now a lead in romance novels is against each other. Like, is this all stuff that came from the fan fiction? Is this like, are these people who did come up with their own characterization for the guy? Because like, as I recall from being in like Hunger Games fanfiction spaces, somebody would come up with something for like a piece of characterization for PETA, and it would kind of spread throughout other people's fanfiction as well. And so I'm curious if Kyle Ron in modern AUs and coffee shop, science lab, whatever, I'm curious if he's the same, and if he had already been being defanged like that in the canon. Because like, I guess I don't know, like, I understand the idea of being like fascinated by Kyle and it's a villain thing and whatever. Like, I kind of get it, right? I know he's a fascist or whatever, but like, I will allow somebody their dark blorbo. But like, what is the appeal of the fascist if you have to like, and you're not doing like a reformed fascist thing? Like, you don't have like a Zuko arc going on, right? Like, you don't have somebody like renouncing their ways or whatever. You just have a version that no longer has that as an element, and it's like, what's left? How is that? It's the ship of Theseus, but then it's also, I just said Theseus wrong. But then also, like, at that point, yeah, of course they're publishing it as an original book, because he has nothing to do with the original Kyle. I love Zuko. I love Zuko so much. I just saw earlier a preview for season 2 of the Avatar live action on Netflix, and Aang looks so much older suddenly. 3 back-to-back Hermione fics with the serial numbers lightly scratched off hit the shelf, and 1 is straight up published under the author's AO3 handle. That's wild. That's crazy. I've seen videos going around about Alchemized, but I haven't watched any of them, because I don't care about Hermione. Like, Jesus Christ. How is that the one? You know what? Actually, I gotta say, props to Rainbow Rowell for being the only one to get her Harry Potter fanfiction published and have it be queer. Snaps. Snaps for Rainbow Rowell. Snaps for Rainbow Rowell for that, because nobody else has had the balls to publish dreary or whatever. Good job, Rainbow Rowell. All other mainstream representation of fanfiction is, a lot of it is, very deeply heterosexual. But Carry On was not. Some ladies want a moody bitch boy. I've done it before and it made you have to do it again. Canon Draco could never wear leather pants. No, that's true. That is, I think he's also a good example of, like, what is left once you're not in fantasy fascism realm. Work at a bookstore and we got, like, an internal memo about how important it is not to call Alchemized a romantasy. We had to refer to it as a dark fantasy. That's interesting. That's interesting. Was that, like, a marketing thing? Does it just not want to be called romantasy, or is that like a genre thing because it's like too dark or something? I know Princess Weeks did a video about it, but I haven't watched it yet because again, I never read Harry Potter, and therefore that's one of the least appealing things to get me to watch a video essay even tangentially about now that we know so much about J.K. Rowling. I'm sure Princess did like an amazing video, and I'm sure all my questions about Alchemized will be answered if I watch that, but I just have not yet watched it. I think the bigger part was marketing, but also they were nervous the softcore romantasy girlies would be traumatized. Yeah, I feel like there's a big gulf between that and like my silly little dangerous Crowboy book that I read, which by the way, we have clowned on Drake Bell for commenting on my videos, but I do have to say it was really fucking cool when the lady who wrote the dangerous Crowboy book commented on my video. That was cool. I enjoyed that. I appreciated that. I love that lady. She was very sweet to me. She thanked me for making the video and told me that she hopes that I continue writing and that I publish it someday, because I had talked really close to the end of the video about how I write my own things and I don't publish it. I write my stuff with my best friend. But she was really sweet and she was really encouraging, and I mean, I definitely don't think I was mean to her in that video, but I also was poking fun at her. Like I had like the little graphic that would come on screen when I would mention Niles Morales, because I thought that was silly. And I still think that's silly, but it makes me like her more that she was, that she commented on that, and that she wasn't like offended that I had pointed out parts of it were silly. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. So she's on my, I have like a little running list now, because I also have, I got a comment on my video about the bisexual backlash of all of those queer women who were getting a bunch of shit for having boyfriends this summer. Becky Albertalli, who wrote Love, Simon, commented on that one and said that she watches my videos, and I thought that was amazing. I thought that was really cool. I wonder how many people who I know of that I would just never know watch my videos, have come across my videos. That's just really interesting thing about making videos. But that was also really nice of her to comment on my video. And then yeah, obviously less fun. We had Drake Bell spinning out in my comment section that one time. You made a forbidden plastic dress for Halloween. I love that. I love that. I had so much fun wearing that, like, really overboard sequin sparkly dress shirt thing that I borrowed from my roommate. It was fun. Again, I would love to have a costume budget someday. Not even like buying custom stuff for every video, but like someday I want to have a bunch of money and just walk into a Goodwill and walk out with a bunch of stuff to wear in videos. And that's like, you would think that's a very modest goal, and yet has not happened yet, but it will at some point, hopefully in the next year. Sometimes people will comment and they'll be like, oh, you repeated an outfit, I've seen you wear this before. And it's like, do you have a million, do you have even just, even 52? Do you have 52 individual outfits that you wear? Because that's so much clothes. And that would be if I uploaded like every week and I didn't outfit repeat in a year. But like I do upload most every week. I don't have that much clothes. If you knew, I have one pair of jeans. I have one pair of jeans, one pair of pajama pants. I have one pair of shoes. Like, the fact that I have as much variation in what I wear in my videos as I do is down to me doing a lot of laundry. It's like I definitely do not have, I don't have it like that. But also, like, yeah, I guess a lot of other YouTubers don't wear the same outfit. But like, what also, even if I did have a bunch of outfits, I would want to wear the outfits that I wear multiple times because I like them and I think they look cute on camera. Like, I wouldn't film a video in this. Although I do think it looks really cute. I love the pocket part, especially. This is my, this hoodie always makes me think of my favorite, like, OC, whenever I paint in it, because he always gets paint all over his clothes, and I love him. And it's apparently, according to my Facebook memories, it's apparently the 5-year anniversary of coming up with my special favorite boy. So I'm wearing his hoodie for my Bobbyversary. And only Kate would ever have known if I didn't say so. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna do the rest of this later. I did 2 little trees, have these really intense shadows going on for what are gonna be candy canes, but that I probably am gonna have to go back over. I gave up on these ones because I put them way too close together. Like, that's not even a full tree. And I don't know how much of all of that is going to end up in my background, but I wanted to do something with my hands, and I wanted to socialize, and now I really want to watch the new Knives Out movie. So I think I'm gonna go and I'm gonna see if I can bother my bestie into doing that with me. But thank you all for hanging out. This was really fun. I want to stream more often. I know I always say that every time I stream, but I do want to stream more often. I'll probably do another one soon-ish. But I do have to finish working on my happiest season video. I have to finish working on my my gay Aaron Samuels video. I have to finish working on my mountain goats video. So like I will be a little bit busy in the next 2 weeks. But thank you for hanging out. Thanks for a chill stream. This was fun. If anybody's watching this on the replay, let me know in the comments what the lesbian assigned crush that pops into your mind at the beginning of that part was, because that was funny, and I do want to do a tier ranking of that at some point. But thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Blue Lazare. I really appreciate that. All right, I hope everybody has a great night. If you have not already watched my Jonas Christmas movie video, that was my first holiday video, but obviously I didn't have these additional Christmas background things. I hope everybody has a good night, and check out my future videos, and if I don't, Happy New Year, happy whatever you celebrate. Bye.